Hey everyone, welcome back to Sports with Aliyah. I have a very special guest here with me today, Zach Jackson.
This young man has got a lot of tools in his arsenal.
He's described as a great shooter by his head coach. Scores well in transition, he can post, he can shoot three.
Jackson kind of has that ideal two-guard swingman size, especially at the collegiate level.
Yeah, I'm Zach Jackson. I go to Omaha, University of Nebraska Omaha. Just graduated from Wichita, Kansas.
Awesome. So we'll get started. We'll talk a little bit just about your journey and then your plans. I know that you're declaring for the draft and testing the waters of that, so that's really exciting. So your mom, I heard she's a great athlete, K-State Hall of Fame for high jump, and your dad also ran track. So what drew you to basketball, and why did you pursue basketball?
I would say it was more my brother that drew me to basketball. My parents they both ran track. And my dad played basketball in high school, but he never played at the collegiate level. So my brother's 4 years older than me. I saw him playing when I was younger. It kind of just drew me towards basketball. We had a little goal set up in the basement. We used to play one-on-one all the time. So that's kind of what drew me to basketball.
So you went to East High School, correct?
Yep.
And I heard that from your sophomore season to junior season, you grew from 6 foot to 6'5".
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy, unheard of. How was that adjusting then as a player, growing that much?
It's pretty painful. Like that year that I grew, my knees were always hurting, and you just felt like you weren't in control of your body. I was real clumsy and everything, but I still had the skills and like the IQ of a guard and everything. So once I was able to grow a little taller, it really gave me an advantage.
And how did that affect just your playing time at East, going from being a little bit clumsy and then all of a sudden you're taller and you've grown into your body and then you still have all of those point guard skills?
Yeah, well, my sophomore year I was just a role player. I probably averaged like 2 points a game. I was just out there for hustle plays and everything. And then once I was able to grow, it added more to my game to where I would be able to score more. So that's how I was able to play a bigger role my junior year.
So while we're on the topic of your high school, I know that you played with someone that Wichita fans love, Samajae Haynes-Jones. You guys have been playing together since you were really little, is that right?
Yeah. We played against each other when we were about 6 at Biddy basketball, which is where everyone played. And my team beat his team pretty good. He probably don't remember, but
He'll claim he won't remember.
Yeah. So then he joined our team the next year, and then from then on we played for my dad until we were in about 8th grade, and then he turned us over to Jason Perez for Next Level Hoops Academy. He played at WSU as well, and he was coming back, and he kind of recruited me and my brother to be the first players on his team. So then my dad ended up just handing our whole team over to the Next Level Hoops organization.
That's exciting, and I feel like the Next Level also helped you guys become the best middle school team in the area. So can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, me and Samajae, we went to Allison Traditional Magnet. We won the league our 7th and 8th grade year. Our 8th grade year, we were averaged 25 points plus on every team, and we actually had Jared Harding on the bench. He turned out to maybe be the best player out of all of us, and he wasn't even getting playing time. So just having all that talent on that team, it was crazy. It was a lot of fun.
And so then when you guys won the state championship for East back in 2015, first time since 2005, how was it to experience that with someone that you've been playing with for that long and someone that you were that close to?
Yeah, it was just like the perfect ending, kind of knowing that we're going to probably go to different colleges and everything. Just being able to end it all with a state championship, playing in front of all your friends in high school and everything, and just being able to win the championship for Coach Jackson so early in his career after all that he's done for us, it was big time.
And how was your guys' relationship, you and Samajae, off the court, and how do you think that helped you guys win the championship game?
Yeah, growing up, me and Samajae, we were always together all summer. We went to the same middle school, so we hung out a lot. So like we're just traveling with him all the time. We had good chemistry and stuff, so kind of know how each other plays and what buttons to push on each other. And we were real competitive. Whenever we practiced, we would compete. We were always on separate teams, and we like to see who was better, being some of the top players in the state. So I think it just made us both better, both more competitive and better at basketball.
And then on top of all of that, you and Samajae were named 2 of the top 3 players in Kansas, along with Dean Wade from K-State. So how is getting that honor and being recognized and also having Samajae along there with you for that honor?
It was great. Just knowing we were on the same team. We kind of both just came up together, and that we were both just good friends, and that we were both on the same team. Knowing that you have someone that good on your team, it takes a lot of pressure off of you. So I think we both really benefited from that.
Your coach, Joe Jackson, I've actually gotten to interview him quite a few times this past year during basketball season, and he doesn't seem like just a good coach, but a great person as well. And I know that he was very transformative with Samajae. Do you have the same experience? Was he there for you on and off the court and just a great leader for you to learn from?
Yeah, I think he's just, like you said, he's just a great person. Like, he supports all his players post-graduation. He goes to all of our events and everything as much as he can. And I think that means a lot for players, knowing that he cares about you more than just so. He's the one that gave me my first chance to play at the high school level, even if I might not have been ready. So I really appreciate all that he's done for me.
And then, so you did go from being a little bit overlooked as a player before you grew, and then you and Samajae, I heard, were top 3 in the state, along with Dean Wade, who went on to play at K-State. So how did that affect your recruitment for college, going from not a lot of offers and then out of nowhere, you're top player in the state with your hard work and dedication? How was that for your college, I guess, recruitment?
It started to pick up a lot my senior year. My junior year, I had just one offer from Nebraska Omaha, but then people started seeing that you can perform on a consistent basis. Some schools started to take interest later. So, but it was just more stressful at the end. But knowing that I already committed really helped take a lot of pressure off of me.
And when you're having a bunch of different D1 offers come in towards the end that were wanting you to decommit and then do a prep school year and then go to them, how and why did you decide to stay loyal to Nebraska Omaha?
Well, I really liked their coaching staff, and they were the first ones to really give me a chance to play Division I basketball. And I was looking at myself as a player. I was only going to be 17 when I stepped on campus and everything, and I was still super skinny. I still am skinny, but I was way skinnier. So I knew it would take a lot for me to perform right away at a bigger school, and I just wanted the opportunity to just mature and develop at a smaller school. Speaking
of your college experience, you almost redshirted your freshman year. Like you said, you were young and smaller, and then the starting shooting guard was still injured from the year before, so it kind of gave you an opportunity to step up and actually start your freshman year. How was that experience?
It was a lot. I didn't go into that year expecting to start. I didn't even, during the summer workouts and everything, I was thinking I'm not even gonna play here. Like, I was that far behind in development, and then by the time October come, the first months of practice, things had started to click, and I kind of found my role on the team, which was just again the hustle guy getting offensive rebounds, and then the player they wanted to redshirt him and just have him 100% for his senior year, so they gave me the opportunity to start my freshman year.
And that kind of player that you are, doing the nitty-gritty, getting the offensive rebounds, doing things that don't always show up on the stats, how do you think that's super valuable on any team?
Yeah, I think every team needs a player like that, because at that point I was not worried about scoring at all. I knew I wasn't going, they weren't looking at me to score, so just knowing that you don't have to worry about putting the ball in the basket, you're just out there just trying to do your best for your team. I think every team needs a player like that every year.
Yeah, I agree. So your sophomore year is when you started averaging double-digit points, so you were not only just getting the offensive rebounds and doing the dirty work, but you were also scoring. And then by your junior year, you were team captain. Do you think that being able to get that experience on the court young is what kind of set you up to be a captain for your junior year?
Yeah, I think being on the court is a lot of good experience. You get to know how fast the game is. It's a lot different than just practice. And you just know more game situations and stuff, so the coaches are just naturally going to start trusting you more. And most players don't start their first 2 years, so by the time I had started my first 2 years, they felt I had enough experience to try and lead the team.
And it seems like you did a great job. You got all conference honors that year, and then went on to have a big senior year, so we'll talk a little bit about that. Just a few facts just for anyone watching. You surpassed 1,000 career points and actually became the second player in your school history to have 1,500 points and 500 rebounds, fourth all-time leading scorer, and first team all-conference honors, and NABC first team all district honors. So it just seems that you really showed everyone what you could do, especially your senior year.
Yeah, it was a process, but I never really felt like I couldn't get to that level. It was just a matter of putting in the work, and I had a lot of people help me, a lot of opportunities, a lot of things went my way, and I think I was just prepared for the opportunity whenever they were presented to me.
And when you are in that position of a four-year player, getting big minutes every season, you can kind of become a local celebrity. So how is that attention, and how did you kind of react to all of that attention but still remaining to do well and focused on the game?
It's a lot. It's not as much pressure as you think, because people are just supporting you. They want you to do well and everything. So you just want to try and make all the people that are supporting you and that have helped you along the way proud. So I guess that could add some pressure, but just knowing you have all that support around you kind of gives you a boost of energy. You know, whenever you don't feel like going to practice or whatever, you know there's a lot of people counting on you, which gives you the energy to go and work hard every day.
And how's the fan base there in Nebraska Omaha? Like, you've gotten to experience them. Is it a family feel, kind of like it is here with the Shockers? Are they just as crazy with basketball? Or?
Yeah, well, we're in the same city as Creighton, so we might not have as many fans as them, but this year we experienced like the most fans that we've ever had, because we had a really good year this year, and they all support us like crazy. And in that community, in the Omaha community, like we get a ton of support. Just walk around in that area, everyone knows who you are from Omaha, so it's a lot of support there.
That's awesome. And speaking of your senior year being a year that you guys did a lot better, you finished second in conference play and then made it to the championship game of the tournament. So how was it for you to make it that far and do that good for your senior year, to make that turnaround that you guys did?
Yeah, well, after my junior year, we knew we had a lot of things to work on. We had a really bad year team-wise my junior year, and that was one thing I wanted to focus on. Like, I had good personal success in my junior year, but it still felt like terrible because we didn't perform as a team. So I think we all focused on just coming together as a team and trying to pull out games that we didn't get our junior year. So it was way better feeling my senior year, way more fun.
And how would you say your college experience has changed you as a person, not just on the court, but just your entire life?
I think it's just taught me to be patient and just to be ready when opportunities come, because there's a lot of things that have to go your way in order to be in the position that you are. So, but they might not go your way, but when they do go your way, you just need to be prepared for that moment. And I think that's what college taught me, because I think there's a lot of people that didn't expect me to perform this well, and I just think I was fortunate enough to have some good people backing me, and just the things go my way.
So now on the topic of the NBA draft, what are your plans? Did you sign with an agent? What have you been up to prepare for that?
Yeah, I signed with an overtime sports agency about 3 weeks ago, and my name is technically in the draft. I don't expect to be drafted. I know I'm on the outside looking in, and that I'll have to work really hard to try and get in the NBA, coming from a smaller school. So, but I'm fully prepared to do that work, and if the opportunity presents itself, I think I'll be ready. I think at this level, once you're trying to get into the NBA, everyone works hard and everything. So there's just going to be some intangibles that'll set you apart from the other people. And I think I don't think people from smaller schools are necessarily underdogs. They just develop at different paces, because we play Power 5 schools, and there's players that you might see yourself as better than. They're just given more opportunities. So it's just about being in the right situation, getting the right opportunity to really show what you can do.
Definitely. And so then how are you preparing? What does your day-to-day look like as you're awaiting?
It's just a lot of working out, trying to get your body physically ready for the workout, so if you do go to the NBA workout, you don't want to show up out of shape or anything, and maybe lacking in some skills that you need to be sharpened up on. So I usually get up, work out by myself, and then I'll wait for my brother to get off, work out with him, and then I'll work out with Fort Knox Fitness pretty much every day, trying to work on my explosion and strength. But I do some conditioning in the pool, so about 3 or 4 workouts a day, trying to get ready for this opportunity.
Wow, that's crazy. Who would you say is your biggest inspiration? In the NBA, or past players, current players? Who do you look up to the most?
I don't know if I necessarily look up to one person. It's just the idea of playing in those type of games. Like, all the NBA players I guess all the NBA players that have been overlooked will kind of give you hope. But I mean, it's really just the idea of playing in front of all those people and playing in that environment every game, and it's just what we all grow up wanting to do when you're trying to play at the highest level.
So before we end the interview, there's something that I always like asking the players to help the fans get to know them a little bit better and just feel really connected to you guys. So what's one thing that you would want to say to the fans that have supported you along the way from Wichita and from Omaha?
To all the people that have supported me, I just want to say that it was like a group effort. Like, I'm getting all the credit for my success and everything, and I'm gonna take the credit. But like, I know that a lot of people like helped me get to where I am, and like there's literally no way I would be in this position if it wasn't for different opportunities and different sacrifices that a lot of people had to make in order to put me in this position. So I'm well aware of all the help that I've gotten, and I'm very appreciative, and I'm just going to continue to do my best to try to make those people proud.
Awesome, thank you so much. I'm so glad you were able to come on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Best of luck with the NBA and all of your endeavors.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for watching. If you want to follow Zach on his journey, you can follow him on social media.
My Twitter is Zach_Jackson15, and then you can follow me on Facebook too. It's just Zach Jackson.
And then if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's FunShell18. And don't forget to give Sports with Aliyah a like and a follow on Facebook and Instagram.